This is completely amazing to be here. Thank you guys so much. I live in New York now, but I am originally from Canada. So, yeah, what's up? So I thought it was pretty funny over the last little while, right? A lot of Americans talking about moving to Canada. A lot of Americans mad about what's happening here, and they're like, I'm just gonna move to Canada. As if you can just do that. Canada's a real country with laws, you know? But I like that there's a lot of Americans that think Canada's just your couch to go crash on. Oh, it's rough here. Let me go to the cottage up north. I grew up in Canada, and I grew up without any real money, and I used to think that really sucked, you know? I had, like, clothes that didn't fit, and my mom would just buy cookies that just said cookies on the box, and I'd take them to school, and kids would be like, yo, who makes those cookies? I'm like, cookies. Cookies makes cookies, you know? I now know one great thing about growing up poor, and that is that poor people do not have ridiculous allergies to things. They just don't. You know what I mean? I grew up with a lot of poor people. I never heard somebody go, oh my God, what is that, bread? You know I'm allergic. People born with money are allergic to everything. Fabrics, vegetables grown at night. Poor people, just everything. I met a guy who told me he was allergic to fruit that has skin on it. That's a rich kid, guys. And fruit that has skin, I think you meant to say fruit. Just say fruit and be done with it. Don't make your problem bigger than it is. I can't eat chips that come in a bag. That's chips. That's all of the chips. Just say I can have Pringles and keep walking. I just never heard those types of allergies from poor people, you know? Poor people was more like, where's my dad? Other things like that. I know people get sad about it. I actually grew up myself without a dad, and people do get sad. They're like, you didn't have a dad? How did you learn to shave? Your little no-dad face. Who taught you how to walk on your little no-dad legs? It's not that big a deal. Too many people have not had dads and done something good with their lives. Pretty big list. We got Barack Obama, no dad. Jack Nicholson, Jay-Z, a lot of the NBA. It's a very successful group of millionaires. I don't think LeBron's ever coming down the court sad, like, I wish my dad was here to see this. No, he's like, there's a Maserati in the parking lot! People get real sad about it. Somebody asked me once how I learned how to play catch. They were like, without a dad, who taught you how to play catch? I'm like, gravity. It's not a hard game to learn. You keep your hand open. When something hits your hand, you just close your hand. Not like me, not having a dad, you throw something at me, it just hits me in the chest. You go to throw some keys, I'm like, what's wrong with you, man? You know I didn't have a dad. Set them down and I'll go and get them. I grew up in apartments my whole life not having a dad, and it's made me absolutely terrified of big houses. I don't know how anybody lives in a big house. In a big house, there's way too many places for murderers to be, you know? If you're in an apartment, you're like, I wonder if there's a murderer in this apartment. You just put your back against the wall. You look at the door, the one door that goes in and out of this place. You check left, you check right, like, hey, no murderers here. And you're like, oh, and I live on the 10th floor. And if you live on the 10th floor of a building and somebody scales that building to murder you, you earned that murder, all right? You did something so bad that somebody was like, 7, gotta keep going. 8, almost there. I'm just assuming people in big houses, when they go to bed, are like, wow, I guess I'll go downstairs and check the basement and all that, you know, make sure there's nobody down there. Check all these linen closets that are around. So I like talking to people that are like, I don't want to live in the city. It's dangerous. I want to go live in the country where it's safe. It's like, all right, you want to live in the country, around nobody, in the middle of nothing, which is the set of every horror movie ever made. There's not a lot of horror movies that take place in apartments, you know, because it would just be Jason standing in the lobby, buzzing the bell, trying to get upstairs. Thank you guys so very much.